So you have an associate. He or she is on call. Maybe sometimes comes in to see an emergency patient. Well, how do you pay him or her? You throw him a $100 bill now and then. You set up some kind of elaborate scheme. We're going to be talking about this exact topic right now on the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. Welcome. I am Dr. David Madow.
I'm Dr. Richard Madow. Thanks so much for being with us today on the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. Our question today comes from our Facebook group, The Dental Place. And if you're not on The Dental Place, you got to get there right away. It's a really cool group of dentists and dental team members. We call it a safe group, so to speak, because we know all these other internet groups, people are getting slammed and insulted and they go down these rabbit holes and things start getting ugly. Never happens on The Dental Place. And if someone does that, we kick them right out of there.
We've done it.
Kicked their asses.
We've done
right
it recently.
Out. Yep, we just kicked someone out. But we won't kick you out because you're not that kind of person. So anyway, it's facebook.com. I'm going to get this totally wrong.
Probably, go ahead.
Do you remember? Okay, you want to see if I can get it wrong and then you'll correct it?
It's been so long.
Facebook.com/dentalplace123. Is there groups in there somewhere?
Oh, maybe groups.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Now we totally screwed this one up.
Maybe
okay,
a little
I'm going to
bit.
just do a little entertaining.
Facebook.com/groups/dentalplace123. So let me repeat this again. Facebook.com/groups/dentalplace123.
You know what we'll do? Well, I even put it down here. We'll put it
right down there.
If they're watching the video
Feel
version,
this down
right down
here.
there. That's why it's so great to watch the video, because you see a lot of things on the video that you might not see on the audio.
You know, some people are auditory learners, though.
I'm an auditory.
Did you ever buy that? I know, like when we were kids, like in school, nobody even talked about that stuff. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but I know when like our generation of kids were in school, they always said, "Oh, they're a visual learner, they're an auditory learner, they're a tactile learner."
Tactile
learner. You got to like feel the page,
feel the pain.
Exactly.
That stuff's total bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not sure I ever went for that.
It's probably, I'm sure on some level it is true, but I call bullshit on that. You just teach them shit and let them learn.
Exactly.
Let them learn, teach them stuff, and come on.
Just learn.
Stop it. Ridiculous stuff like that. Crazy.
Just participate. That's all you need to do.
All you do is
that on the list? Okay, so anyway,
No.
This is really going in circles. Let's get back to the fact that this question came from our Facebook group, The Dental Place. Well, you already know how to get there.
Wait a minute, we spent that whole amount of time just talking about how we got there. Yeah,
we sort of did.
We got a lot. By the way, we get a lot of good questions in that group.
We really do, and we want more.
We'd like more, but we get a lot of good ones.
Also, there's no commercialness allowed. So if somebody goes on there and starts advertising their course or their products, our crack admin team takes care of it. The only people allowed to pimp things on there are us. But we try to keep it to a minimum.
It's our group.
Exactly. Anyway, a great participant in the Dental Place, Claire Bryant. Thanks for submitting this question, Claire. She says, how do you compensate an associate for being on, I'm reading this off my laptop if you're watching. It's like I'm looking to the side like there's a cue card over there. How do you compensate an associate for being on call? Do you require them to cover a certain number of weeks per year? So kind of two questions there. How are associates compensated for emergencies, and are there on-call requirements? What do you think?
First of all, Claire, great question. This has never really been addressed on our show, or maybe even in the Dental Place. It's a fantastic question. You want me to start? I'll just give my first blush, and it's not like we had like a big huddle discuss this.
No, we never do.
This is fresh.
Is this your first blush or your knee jerk?
I'm going to barnstorm it a little bit. We're spitballing.
Right, just kind of back of the envelope stuff.
So okay. When you have an associate, there's like a deal in place. It's like a certain percent of collections, or some type of salary, or per diem, or something like that.
Sometimes a hybrid, guaranteed minimum with a percentage of collections.
So here's my feeling. My feeling is that when you have an associate, it's like part of the deal. It's part of the whole package deal. So yeah, maybe you're getting paid a certain percent of production or collections. But part of that deal is you're going to be on call. And guess what? If you're on call, that gives you the opportunity to see more patients. If there's an emergency, get them in, do some treatment, get them maybe a new family in. So it's all part of the same deal. So I'm going to say not necessarily any different pay. You don't say, okay, since you're on call this week, you get an extra couple $100. I don't believe that's the case. I don't think it should be.
Well, but just think of this scenario. The associates at home with their young family.
Right.
They're watching something on Netflix, eating popcorn,
Right.
glass of wine.
Right.
It's 9:30 p.m.
Right.
They get
Maybe
a
if
call,
it's like a medical marijuana state, they've got like a joint in their
or
hand.
whatever,
Or something like that.
as long as it's legal. It's
Yeah,
gotta
legal.
keep it
Oh, it
legal.
has to be legal.
Right. Totally
Yeah,
legal.
right.
They get a call. They've got to interrupt everything they're doing, their family life, put on some clothes because they're probably wearing PJs or sweatpants or something, truck out to the dental practice, see this patient, risk their lives. It might be a total bust and nothing comes out of it, and it's not really an emergency because it wasn't screened properly. And then
It's their fault.
They get pretty
They didn't
much
screen it
they get
properly.
pretty much nothing. So they deserve to get paid for that.
No. Not
Really? You don't think so?
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
Because the opportunity is there for them, if they do it right, to start treatment, which they're going to get paid for, and bring a new patient, or possibly, if they do it really right, a new family into the practice, which they will benefit. So it's kind of like part of almost like marketing.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but I kind of set you up. I totally agree with you.
Oh, good.
I totally agree.
I was scared for a second.
No,
I was sweating.
I sweat.
Oh,
thought I smelled something. Glad it's just sweat. I totally agree. And you know what? I don't know. At the risk of sounding old school, which I never want to do. I listen to current music.
Yeah, I think a combination of old school and new school is good.
Right, it's like middle school.
Yeah, middle school.
Do you think maybe associates today have a little bit more of an entitlement mentality than they did in our day?
100%. That's why it'll be a good way to screen for somebody that's truly interested in helping build a practice, as opposed to every move they make, every step they make, something like that is
every breath they take.
Every breath they take, they want an extra dollar or two.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the issues is, and fortunately in our day, we didn't have to put up with this when we were starting our practices and when we were hiring our associates, is that, two things, kind of the perfect storm almost. Students graduate with a ton of debt, and the DSO models out there, and they know that they're going to go work for some DSO and get paid a certain amount of money and just be part of a corporate clan and not have to worry about things like this. And that's kind of, I think, help with that entitlement mentality. But I think if an associate wants to be in a really good private practice, and that doesn't necessarily mean fee for service. It could be a practice that participates with a lot of insurance, but a private practice. They've got to act in some ways like the owner dentist acts. Like, they're willing to take call. They're willing to stay late. They're willing to see emergencies that might not pan out, because that's what it's like being a real world dentist.
Totally agree. And something, it might not be for everybody. And the one that's got the $500,000 to $1 million in debt, and they want to work for a DSO, and they want to know like every dollar that's coming in. Let them go do that. Let them work for a DSO. If I owned a practice right now looking for an associate, I would want somebody that would buy in with that owner mentality and want to help me build the practice, because one day, guess what? It can be yours.
This could all be yours one day.
One day.
It's exactly right. I mean, a lot of times when an associate is hired, there's some hope or expectation or chance that person becomes a partner one day. Not in all cases,
right,
but in many cases there is. And do you want your partner to be someone that says, well, I had to go into the office at 9:30 and it turned out to be an extraction, and I only made $45 off the whole thing? No, that's not who you want.
I know you're kind of kidding about that.
I'm not kidding.
But I would absolutely.
Oh, the voice, yeah. Okay.
No, but the whole thing, but kind of. But I would not want an associate that's got that mentality. I want an associate that said, maybe I went in for an emergency last night. It didn't turn out to be what I thought it would be, but hey, that's part of the game. There'll be more. Something like that.
Exactly. And look, let's face it, not to be too cliche, but I went into dentistry to help people. I know everything I do is not going to be a gold mine, but I did a great thing for someone. Yeah, I got off my ass when I didn't, when I'd rather be at home, watching TV by myself or with my family or whatever. I did it. I helped someone. I didn't make a ton of money, but that's all part of being a dentist. And maybe the next week it happens and that person says, I want to come in and see you as my dentist, and I know I need a shitload of work.
I mean, they might even say, I want you to be my dentist.
That's the best.
I was going to say something before that. Now I forgot. Totally forgot.
Well, let's go along.
I know what I was going to say.
Sure.
It's also up to there should be few and far between times when a dentist actually has to go into a practice and it doesn't turn out to be anything. There are very few like true emergencies you have to go in the middle of the night. I mean, let's face it. There's some, but most of them, if you talk to somebody over the phone, can wait until the next day. Most.
When you were a young dentist, which was many, many decades ago.
Many decades ago.
It's funny.
Many centuries ago.
I didn't get that many. It's funny. I want to get back to that, but I'm thinking of an emergency call. I got no kidding. I got a call. Wasn't that late at night? Maybe 10 p.m. This woman called.
I'll be there.
Her son was skateboarding.
Oh.
Fell, chipped a tooth. I went out there. It was like, a hole in sizal edge was missing. I went out there late at night. I did a bonding on it. I can't say it was the most artistic, beautiful thing in the world, but it got them by until they could help them until they could come back in.
Right.
They thought I was king of the world. Wow. And it turned out, now it doesn't always happen this way. They were a very prominent family in the community, pretty wealthy, knew everyone. They became my patients. It was amazing.
And you didn't do it for that reason. You actually went because you felt the need to help somebody. Yeah. If somebody hurts a tooth in the middle of the night skateboarding.
I mean, it was the classic situation that we all dream of. That happened. They asked their neighbor who they should see as a dentist. I was lucky enough that they recommended me, and boom.
Yeah.
But didn't you get called in the middle of the night from somebody that wanted you to floss their teeth?
Yes.
So they had something stuck in between their teeth. It was like 2 a.m.
I remember exactly.
Can you come out and floss my teeth?
Not only that,
for me?
I remember to this day. It was like, how many decades was that? 3 decades ago. I remember.
At
I remember who the person was.
Yeah, their name rings a bell.
It was not even. She was not even a patient of the practice. Yeah. We kind of loosely knew of her, and she called me expecting me to come in and see her.
Some people are crazy.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Go to the emergency room. They have a lot of floss there.
Floss her teeth in the middle of the night.
But I think you made a point that was a really good point, and that is you are allowed to screen your emergency calls. Just because somebody calls doesn't mean you have to run out to the office.
Even if it's a patient of record, chances are you can do something for them or help them do something until the next morning. Chances are.
I'll tell you, when I was a resident, and I was on call, I was not impressed with the screening they did at the hospital. And, I wore a beeper. Some nights I slept at the hospital. Some nights I stayed at my home, which was 2 miles from the hospital.
Wait a minute, you slept at the hospital. So you're in bed at the hospital and somebody knocks on the door. Excuse me, we have a DO amalgam you got to do.
They beep you. But
I was do a DO amalgam at 2:30 a.m.
I was not impressed with the screening. They wake me up for all kinds of stuff that I didn't feel was an emergency.
That's crazy.
That's a hospital.
Right? That's right. It's a hospital.
But it's good experience working in the clinic all day, tired as anything, being up most of the night with emergencies that aren't really emergencies.
That's like a physician.
Right. Then you go back to the clinic the next day and work another full day. That builds character.
Yeah.
I think that was the idea, maybe. Okay, let's go to the second part of the question is...
Oh, there's another part?
Well, kind of. Do you require them to cover a certain number of weeks per year? I guess maybe the doctor wants to go on vacation. And is the associate required to cover a certain amount of weeks per year?
Yeah, I think there should be an agreement in place, some type of schedule that can be changed due to the vacations and other things that come up. But a loose agreement, or maybe even more than loose agreement, that you need to be on call, which just means that your number is going to be on the answer machine or whatever it might be. Certain days or certain evenings or whatever. It's not that difficult. It's not that tough.
I'm going to totally agree. And kind of along the lines that we're talking about, if you're hiring an associate and you say, okay, and as part of the deal, I just want to let you know, August 1st through August 15th, I'm going to be out of the country, and I want you to come in, do all the hygiene checks, do some, and of course treat your patients and take emergency. And the associate says, no, I'm not going to do that.
Go next.
Right, exactly.
That's ridiculous. I mean, when I was in practice, I had a partner, so it was a little different than an associate. But look, we realized that 50% of the time, if there's a call in the middle of the night, it's going to go to one of us. And if the other's on vacation, we're totally responsible. Guess what? It worked out, and we got pretty darn good at screening things to know that you don't have to jump. You don't have to jump in there if somebody has like a little complaint. You see them the next day. It's not tough.
Do you remember my first associateship before I had my own practice?
Is that when you were the junior?
No, that was my second one. My first one.
First one was it Laurel?
Somewhere near there. We'll just put it at that.
I do remember that one. Yeah.
He went on like a 2-week European vacation about 2 weeks after he hired me. I'm pretty sure that's why he hired me. Probably knowing it wasn't going to work out.
You were pretty fresh, and that's a little soon.
I mean, I still did a 1-year residency, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. No. And I was in charge of this practice. And I don't think anybody got killed, but I'm pretty sure that's why he hired me, so he could take a vacation and still have hygiene checks and still have money coming in and still have emergencies covered.
Looking back, I think that is why he hired you.
Yeah. Certainly no other reason.
Why else would he want you?
I think he knew it wasn't going to work out. All right.
There was a black thread, the spool of black thread that ruined the whole thing.
That's what did it.
Okay, you want to do a call? Let's do a call. I'm in the mood for a good call.
Great question, Claire, by the way. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for... Before we do a call...
Keep your cars and letters coming.
Exactly. Before we do a call, why don't we just talk about a couple really cool things?
Sure.
Why don't you go first?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, if you're a regular viewer or listener of the Dental Practice Fixers, you've heard this before, but if you haven't acted on it, if you're brand new to us, thank you so much for being here. Welcome. We appreciate you.
Welcome.
We appreciate you whether you're new or old or young or whatever. But we've got a way that's going to help your practice and help you save a little bit of money. It could be a lot of money every single month. And the thing is, it's so easy to do. You could probably have the whole thing done in 10 minutes flat, and it takes almost no effort. It's Fat Merchant, and it's a new way to process your credit cards, and it's less expensive than what you're doing right now. It's more up to date, I would say. It's simple, and again, if you could save $25 a month or $2,500 a month, it's so easy. Why wouldn't you do it? Let's give you their contact information right now and just give our friends over at Fat Merchant a call. They'll walk you through the whole thing. It's simple to do. Their website is bit.ly/ it's bit.ly/fatmad, FATTMAD. It's going to be right down here if you're watching the video, or call them on the dedicated Madow number, 844-860-9951. Either way you contact them. If you haven't done this yet, please do not hesitate anymore. It's time to save money every single month in your dental practice. No brainer.
I was thinking about Fat Merchant because over the 30 years we've been, writing, speaking, blogging, helping dentists, whatever, we've recommended a ton of products, a ton of services. We love them all, but invariably you get a complaint here, a dissatisfied person there, something that didn't match between two people there. Nobody complains
would you
about
say
Fat
this
Merchant.
is close to 100%?
If not 100%,
probably 100%.
Every single person loves it.
Well, because you make money every month. There's nothing to do differently. It's like, why wouldn't you do it? That's what I don't understand. Why wouldn't you? What would be an excuse for somebody to say, no, I'd rather go with my more out-of-date, higher-priced credit card processor? What would be the reason?
I like paying an overage percentage every time somebody uses a credit card and working with a company that's not super high-tech. That's what I like.
Right, exactly.
There's that nerdy dentist voice coming back.
I love it. I love the nerdy. But I want to. You got that other voice that's like a combination of Shapiro, Shepherd, Indian.
That voice, the husky voice. Yeah, get the override. That was Jack Bauer. I don't do that many imitations, so I got to work on the 3 that I do. Okay, got to contact Fat Merchant. Okay, speaking of things we love to recommend, dental labs. Is anybody like 100% happy with their dental lab? I think most people would say, yeah, my dental lab's good. I've got a good relationship with them. My 100% please. Well, maybe things could be better.
Said no one ever.
Right, but changing dental labs, who wants to do that? And then what if you don't like your new dental lab? What dental lab would be so confident that you're going to love them that they'll give you your first 3 crowns for free just for trying them? The only one we know of is Maverick Dental Lab in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have gotten to know and become friends with the owner, Joe Fay and Larry Albenzi, the 2 owners of Maverick. Larry's a CDT, certified dental tech. Joe Fay's a dental industry veteran. They are nice, honest, ethical. They really care. They care about quality. They care about super competitive pricing, and they want to show you they're the best lab out there and the best to work with. And the way they do it is they give you 3 free crowns.
They put their money where their mouth is because they know if you get your first crowns from them and they're free and you love them, which you will, by the way, you will love the craftsmanship, then you're pretty much like hooked forever. Yep. And by the way, their prices are like super. Yep. It's not like they're hooking you to like an ultra expensive lab.
So they don't give you a low price first and then raise it like every other lab and dental supply company out there.
I mean, it's kind of like another no brainer, something we've been talking about for a long time. I mean, if you've got these opportunities to save yourself much more money, and by the way, any dollar you save goes into your pocket, hopefully. Then why wouldn't you do it?
Or to our podcast GoFundMe page.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be setting. That's a great idea. We should set these. Because there ain't no money in this. We're doing this to help other people.
It is fun.
There ain't no money.
But yeah,
we love it. We love it.
Great lab, great guys. All the high tech digital stuff that you would expect. So you can obviously send your X-rays. Your cases electronically.
Send your X-rays too.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to see your X-rays. But
nobody's requested X-rays.
Right. Anyway. 3freecrowns.com. We asked them if we could set up that site just because it's easy to remember. That's what you get. You can choose Emax, Bruxer, porcelain fused to metal, whatever you're using, they'll do it for you to show you that they are the greatest lab, best customer service, fantastic pricing. You'll love them. So go to 3freecrowns.com and see what our friends at Maverick Lab have to offer. Even if you want to have, like, as they say, a second lab in your back pocket for some reason, it should be Maverick. So check them out.
Do you remember when we set that site up a long time ago? We also reserved 2freecrowns.com, but they said forget two. If somebody's seriously looking for a lab, we're going to give them 3, not 2.
Halfpricecrown.com didn't go over that well.
I'm not sure if we're still paying for that 2 free crowns for every year. Like we have to pay $18. I'm not sure if we're paying for that or not.
Onefreedenture.com, probably not a good idea.
We reserved them all. That's right.
Right. So if you're thinking about this, don't do it. Anyway, that's our great friends at Maverick Labs. Super good guys, excellent lab. Go to 3freecrowns.com and you can find out risk-free exactly what we're talking about. So along those same lines,
let's do a call.
We were wondering what would happen if you called another dental lab and said, hey, can you give me my first 3 crowns for free? We had to do it. So let's hear it. Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks. Got a quick question for you. My name's Dr. Jim Johnson. I'm a relatively new dentist in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and a friend of mine recommended your lab. And I just want to know, just to find out if I think we'd be a good match to work together. If I want to try your lab, will you give me my first 3 crowns for free?
Wait, your first, well, nobody has ever asked me that question. That's interesting. Well, that's just something we don't do.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it would be a good way that I could, without any risk, judge to see if your lab was the right lab for me.
You might possibly be correct, but I don't know. That's just something that we don't do.
All right.
I'm sorry, but yeah, like I said, I've never had anyone ask that question, and I just think that that's probably out of the scope of something we could accommodate. So.
All right, that's a shame. I mean, I think I heard good things. I think we'd really work well together, but it seemed reasonable to me. But I'm so sorry that you won't be able to do that.
Okay, I do apologize, and take care. If we can help you with anything in the future, give a call.
All right, great. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was interesting.
Well, unfortunately, this got cut off, but I love the way she answered the phone also.
What did she say?
Dental lab.
Dental lab.
It's almost like that famous secret shopper call we did that we played at our seminars.
Office.
Exactly.
Dental office.
You know something good's going to happen when they answer that way.
Dental lab.
Right. Dental lab.
That's really funny. But, I mean, did we really expect that she was going to say, oh, yeah, we'll give you 3 free, we'll give you the first 3 free. Did we expect that? I don't think so.
Okay, but what if
she have maybe? But
what if she? Let's assume that she has no authority to do that. What if she could have said, "Oh, well, I'm so glad you want to try our lab. We've been here for 15 years. We work with so many dentists that love our work. Let me go ask the owner or the head lab tech or whatever if I can do this because we'd love to have you as a client." And then maybe what if she would have come back and said, well, unfortunately, they can't do that, but they'd love to give you 1 crown for free, or we'd love to just whatever. Yeah. Just do something. But I think maybe the point is call Dental Lab, ask for 3 free crowns. They're not going to do it.
So you didn't feel the love, in other words.
I didn't feel, and again, obviously we're doing this because we talked about Maverick today, and we want to show they're the best. But I think the point is, no matter if you're a dental practice, a dental lab, whatever you are, customer service is king. And when somebody asks you a question that stumps you or you're not familiar with, think on your feet, be so super nice to them. And if you don't have the authority to answer, say, let me go find out. I'll just be a second.
Do we grade her even though she's not an actual dentist? I think we have to grade the call. I think we have to.
Should we use a different system, like out of 5 crowns, like 5 out of 5 crowns is the best?
No, how about like A1, A2, A3.
That's good. That's good.
3.5.
That's good.
But I'm gonna have to flunk her because just
you're giving her a C4.
Not no. Is there a D? There's a
I
D.
think C4 is like the darkest.
Darkest, maybe. So
or D4 is a low grade, so you give her a D4.
So it's not that she couldn't necessarily do the 3 free crowns, but she didn't take it any step further to sell the lab at all in any way whatsoever.
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, hey, that wraps up this episode of the Dental Practice Fixers. You want to get your question on the Dental Practice Fixers? Of course you do. Go to the Dental Place Facebook page or email us podcast. I don't know what the heck it is. Info always works. info@madow.com, Madow.com. I'm Dr. Richard Madow.
Dr. David Madow, and we will see you next time. Thanks.